Okay, letter F. The ratio of blue chips to red chips in a bag is 5 to 7. The bag is 60 chips in all. How many blue chips and red chips are in the bag? How are we going to figure this out? Okay, so 5 to 7 as a ratio form like that is just an awful way to write a ratio. A way better way to write a ratio is 5 over 7. That's much, much more useful for us, okay? So there's 5 over 7 equals, and then we're asking if the ratio of blue chips to red chips is 5 to 7. The bag has 60 chips in all. How many blue chips and red chips? 5 is blue, 7 is red, okay? So here's what we're going to do on the other side. We're going to say that this equals the number of blue chips, because 5 was blue, okay, over, now I could put an R on the bottom here for red chips, but that's not very useful. Instead, what is the number of red chips? Well, if there's 60 chips total, it's going to be 60 minus the number of blue chips, 60 minus B. Does that make sense? So now I've got everything in terms of B, and I can actually solve for B. Now I just want to point out, this one, super hard. Super hard. You're going to have to remember that you have to write an expression for R that's not a separate variable. So the best way to do this is to make it 60 minus B. Guys, this is where we have real algebra coursing through our veins, okay? We are doing an actual algebra problem here. All right, let's simplify this by cross-multiplying on both sides of my equal sign. This is going to be 7b equals 5 times 60 minus b. I'm going to simplify that. It's going to be 7b equals 5 times 60 is 300 minus 5b. I need to get b on a side by itself, so I'm going to add 5b to both sides. That gives me 12b equals 300. And oh man, what's 300 divided by 12? 300 divided by, let's see, that's going to be, I think, 25? 25. So if I'm going to divide both sides by 12, I think I'm going to get 25. Let's just go back to my handy dandy calculator and double check that one. 300 divided by 12, 25. All right, we got it. That's F. Let's see, letter G. A map shows a 5.5-inch distance between Orange City and Newtown and a 3.75-inch distance from Newtown to Westville. The scale on the map is 1 inch equals 100 miles. Ooh, that sounds like a ratio to me. What is the actual distance if you drive from Orange City via Newtown to Westville? Oh, man, this is going to... Okay, so drive from Orange City to Newtown and then to Westville. So here's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to figure out the scale for both of these. If it's a 1 inch equals 100 miles. So let's see. What we're going to do is we're going to take the 5.5 inches between Orange City and Newtown, where we're starting. We're going to multiply that times our conversion factor here. Our conversion factor is 1 inch per 100 miles, or 100 miles per inch. Am I going to multiply by 1 over 100 or 100 over 1? Well, I need to cancel out inches to get miles. I'm going to have to do this. 100 miles per, and then on the bottom, I'll have 1 inch. Do you see why? Because now I can cancel out my inches, and I'm left with miles. Let me get rid of that. We'll put a fraction bar here. All right, so that's going to give me my first bit of distance here. 5.5 times 100 is 550 miles. Eek, that's a long way to drive. All right, and then the second part, it's a 3.75-inch distance from Newtown to Westville. So that's going to be the same sort of thing here. That's going to be 3.75 inches times 100 miles per 1 inch. I'm just going to write it the same way because it's just going to be 3.75 times 100. That's going to be 375 miles. And then when I add those together, I get a total of, let's see, 550 plus 375 is 850, 900, 925 miles. That's going to be my answer for G. All right, then lastly, letter H. We're at the very end here. If Jeff walks 4 miles in 48 minutes, how far can he walk in 72 minutes? Now, this one, you could figure out a unit rate, miles per minute, and use that. Or you could just make a proportion. 4 miles over 48 minutes. That's going to equal, let's see, X miles. We don't know how far he goes in 72 minutes, but over 72 minutes, okay? And that is going to be my proportion that I'm going to solve. Let's just cross multiply this, and that should give me the ability to figure this out. So this is going to be 48x equals, let's see, 72 times 4 is 288, I believe. Let me just double check that one. 72 times 4, 288. All right, excellent. All right, now I need to get x on a side by itself. So I'm going to divide both sides by 48. So we're going to take 288 and divide it by 48. 6. The answer is 6. So x is 6. That means it's 6 miles in 72 minutes. You can walk 6 miles in 72 minutes. That is how you use these problems. Now, did you notice there was a little bit of creative algebra in here? Things are going to start getting harder and harder and harder. You're going to be expected to use more and more of that creative algebra as we go. You should be able to do numbers 1 through 30 for next time.